And so when I lived that life of my father not being there, bro, I was hurt. And you can still tell it still has a little sting to it right now when I'm talking about it. Because I would never know what it's like to understand and see your real dad. I'll never know that. I'll never see his face. So when I did find out that he was dead, I'm like, nah, he ain't dead, man. It's just a dream, right? But I say all that to say this. As you saw in that clip, I did a podcast or a recording for a show that they asked me to be on, and the person that was interviewing me, mother died at 13. He blamed his mother for abandoning him. See, I said to myself, how does that make sense? Your mother didn't leave you, she died. But that void, that pain that he had to deal with, he says, I have never told anybody this. He said, you're the first person that I talked to this with about this. I'm like, yo, bro. I said, that's powerful, bro. That made me say in my mind that there's a lot of trauma going on in our communities, in our families, and even with our youth. I was impoverished, brothers and sisters. We were poor. That's trauma, man, trying to figure out what you're going to eat and how you're going to eat. Seeing your mother cry. She'll give you the food that she wants, that she should be eating so you can survive. And then my father took off. And I'm like, yo, bro, so when I became a father, I said, I can't do that. But guess what I started doing? See, trauma begets trauma. I started doing the same thing my mother was doing to me, to my own children. My mother gonna tell you she loves you. That's one thing she would not do. She would not give you a hug. My mom ain't gonna do that because see, she was traumatized. And she passed that trauma on to me on the subconscious level. I wasn't even aware of it. Until one day I had to take a look at my little daughter who's 7 years old, who is afraid of me. Because every time she comes to me, I say no. I said, bro, you just like your moms, you just like your stepdad, what you call dad, bro. You gotta break the cycle. I'm reading a book on the absence effect of a father on daughters and the absent effect of fathers on the son. The average father spends 6 minutes a day with his child.
I'm Xander.
I'm Mir.
We go to Edison.
Edison Tech. We had a talk with open mic communications. He told us a lot about life.
And I felt him when he was speaking about how him and his mom's situation and where he come from, the love is just like roof over your head, food on your plate. And I felt that what he was talking about. You know, I'm going through the same thing on my own.
I felt the talks about the father and stuff. And I also felt that every action you do got a consequence, either good or bad. That really hit the heart.